Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show, and today we're going to be watching a video that for some reason I have missed for all of these months. See, usually when I make videos like this, I go back and I watch every video in a series and I try to squeeze as much monetization from those videos as I possibly can, but this one for some reason just skipped by all of us. I don't know how, and it's from a channel called Glamour. And this is basically a series where what they do is they show people without faces. And it's kind of weird. I wish they just showed people's faces. But anyway, this video in particular is called How to Flight Attendants Spend Their $48K Incomes. Wait for it, Honest Accounts by Glamour. And again, this seems like a doozy. It's got over 1.2 million views with over 11,000 likes. Like, this like to dislike ratio is really good, which tells me this is going to be a great episode. So what we're going to be doing is criticizing these people from the safety of my own home from behind a computer screen like real people do. We do it from behind a computer screen and not doing it face to face. So anyway, with that said, let's watch this video and see how these people are spending their incomes. Right after, of course, you destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Obviously, I have to say it.
I'm a flight attendant based in New York City.
And I'm a flight attendant based in LA.
I make $48,000 a year.
And I make $48,000 a year as well.
It's been 3 years.
I've been here 4 years.
I'm 25 years old.
And I'm 30 years old.
Wow, we got rivalry between the West Coast and the East Coast. This is like mixing fire and water, who are both making $48,000 a year.
I thought you were 28.
I'm not 28.
Okay, never mind.
I look 28. It's okay though.
That's a weird remark to leave in there, don't you think? Especially when you can't see their faces. Makes you wonder now, what do they look like? Does she really look 30 or does she look 28? We don't know. We don't know. We're never going to know. But anyway.
I have $54,000 in investment and savings, $18,000 in savings alone, $6,000 in a Roth IRA, and $30,000 in mutual funds.
Dude, this guy is doing really well. You have to think at 25 years old to have $54,000 saved up on a $48,000 income. I guess we just don't know really what his overhead living expenses are because, I mean, if he could basically just sleep at airports and not really rent a place and just travel all the time, this dude could actually be making bank with very little overhead, especially if the airline is going to be paying some of his meals and stuff like that. He could get away with saving on $48,000 what other people could save on like $200,000 a year just because he has no overhead. This is phenomenal. He's doing a really good job.
I have 0 in student loans. On average, I fly 75 hours. After taxes, my take-home pay is $3,300. $500 goes to monthly rent, $90 on utilities, and $2,000 towards savings. $30 on monthly subscriptions. That leaves me around $700 to spend.
Whoa! Good for him! $500 a month on rent. He's obviously not spending a whole bunch of rent in Los Angeles unless you're living with like 20 different roommates, but wow, that is amazing. Utilities only $90 a month, that's great. Savings, $2,000 a month in savings is amazing. And $30 on subscriptions. My question is like, there's gotta be more than rent, utilities, and subscriptions. There's no food budget in there. But then again, he has enough money to spend on basically whatever he wants. He could be buying a pair of Gucci shoes every single month and still save $2,000 a month. This guy is something else.
I have about $10,800 in saving, $800 in 401k, and $10,000 in a traditional saving. On average, I fly about 90 hours a month. After taxes, I make about $3,800.
Wow, I mean, good for her too. I would have liked for her though to have a little bit more money in savings and especially more money in a 401k. But at the very least, I mean, it seems like, let's see your budget before I say that.
$1,250 a month goes to rent, $129 on utilities, $200 towards saving, and $21 on monthly subscriptions.
Yeah, I mean, on the surface, it seems like everything is kind of in line. Like her rent, $1,250. I might be able to get that down, but it's Los Angeles. Los Angeles is stupid expensive, especially on rent. It makes no sense to me. Good for me as a landlord, but for anyone else, I mean, it's expensive. It's a lot of money. Utilities, $129 a month on utilities. Okay. Savings, only $200 a month on savings. She could be doing better on that. And then subscriptions, $21 a month. I wish they did what Millennial Money does and basically have the little asterisk at the bottom and be like, subscriptions, YouTube Premium, Spotify. I like seeing that. I wish this went into more detail on that.
$500 a month goes to my car.
She's spending too much money in the car. I clicked this video too soon, but like right off the bat, $500 a month on her car. Too much money.
That is way too much money if you're making $48,000 a year before tax.
That's too much. What does she drive? Let's figure out what she drives.
I make about $48,000 a year. My base pay is $1,500 a month.
Yeah, we have a base pay of around $1,500 a month. Once we pass 55 hours of flight time, we get paid on an hourly rate. I earn an additionally hourly rate of $27 an hour.
My per diem is about $4 an hour.
And that's just pay that we get for meals or things that we do on our layovers. It doesn't sound a lot, but once it starts to add up, you see a difference in your check.
Wow, I had no idea how their income is structured as a flight attendant. I mean, it makes sense. They got a base pay after a while, they get an hourly rate after a certain amount of time, and a per diem. I did not know they had a per diem of $4 an hour. Goes to show you. There you go. I had no idea. I just learned something new today.
And I get a flight supplement as well for $300.
Flight supplement is supplemental pay, so that's like, since we live in New York, the cost of living is higher, so the company realizes that and they give us extra pay so that we can reach our monthly expenses.
Wow, look at that, an extra $300 a month. I mean, it goes to show you, a lot of places really don't recognize cost of living. They don't really factor that in their calculations because they figure, why should we be giving you more money when the place you're living in is more expensive, because you don't need to live there and that's considered a luxury, which I don't know. Part of me agrees with that you don't need to live in a really expensive city, but also part of me acknowledges, is like, listen, to live in the same city is so much more expensive. It makes sense that you would have to make more money and get just a little bit more to make up for that. But I see both sides on that one.
Here are our last credit card statements.
Wait, let's see this again. Let's see if I can do this. Here are our last credit card statements. Oh, that's hard. Wait.
Monthly expenses.
Here are our last credit card statements. There we go.
Ever since I became a flight attendant, I noticed that our bodies go through a lot of changes, especially like being up in the air so many hours. So I started investing in like vitamins and skincare products because it can take a toll on your body and your skin. Also, like, your immune system takes a toll. When I first started flying, I got sick a lot.
I believe it. It seems like every few times I fly, I end up getting like some sort of cold, or like there's usually something you end up getting. And just the stress. I don't know if you just get used to it after a while if you do a lot of traveling, but for me, usually traveling, it's exhausting. Being around so many people, it's a lot, and being crammed in a little space. I couldn't do it. I don't really like being on an airplane at all. I'll do it if I gotta do it, but like, I'd much prefer driving. Even if it takes twice as long to get somewhere, I'd much rather drive than fly, all things considered.
Skin Diva, $34.77. Derma Rolling. So it's like a roller with like needles that you would just roll on your face, and it actually promotes collagen. So someone told me about it, so I bought it, and I've been trying it. I haven't done it for that long, so we'll see.
Of all the things, at least it's not detrimental. These are all things that'll help, boost your face, I guess. Which you can't even see his face. So what's the point of him doing that if they're not even gonna film his face?
Y7, $45 and then $250. So that's a yoga studio.
Yoga studio. Okay, well, that's the thing. I really believe it is important to be in tip-top shape, and anything that is good for either your mental health or your physical health, I believe will pay for itself. Even if it means you spend more money up front, but you could end up living an extra few years, then by all means, then I think it's worth it.
Amazon, $57.98. Most likely protein, vitamins, or creams. I try to do all my spending online, and it works best for me too because I can do shopping from overseas and then come back home to all those boxes on the front step. That's
actually really good. And one of the things that I noticed for protein, if you're gonna go and buy it, is wait for a Cyber Monday deal. For me, I think it's always been bodybuilding.com has these like insane sales only for like the one day of Cyber Monday. So what I end up doing then is just buying a year's worth of supply on the Cyber Monday. And then by the time next year comes around, it's like, oh wow, I could buy it again, and it's like 50% off. It's amazing.
Massage Envy Spa, $42.71. Most of the time they do my facial as well. At least every 2 weeks, I have to do facials, so like, take the dead skin and everything to keep my skin glowy. Because we're putting makeup almost every single day.
Yeah, it's amazing how much money I guess they spend on facials, which again, Glamour, we can't see their faces. So how do we know it's even working? Seriously, just show their faces.
Celebrella Turns. This was $550. This was for microneedling. It's like a facial with the needles, and what they do is forcing your skin to regenerate. It's really good.
Ooh, that's a lot of money. That's her car payment. That she should, gosh, it depends how often you're doing it, but even that, I just don't see how that's a justifiable expense of $500. But then again, I've never done it. I don't know how often you do it. I'm oblivious to how that works.
Ulta, $159.34. I love makeup. I have 2 different sets of makeup. And then we have Marshalls, $57.97. I am always in Marshalls because it's where I buy a lot of my stuff for work. Stockings. In every flight attendant's closet, you will find hundreds of stockings. Because even one ripping the stocking, you have to change it.
But why not just not wear stockings? Wouldn't that solve, why do you, I don't know what actually the point of stockings are. As a guy, this is never, I've never even thought about it until now, like.
Why?
That's gonna keep me up late at night, I don't know.
I feel like women have definitely more of a pressure to look a certain way.
Yeah, because we have to wear makeup, you have to tie the scarf a certain way.
The women have to wear 2 pairs of shoes. Their high heels that they walk in the airport with, and then they'll have their cabin shoes, which are like flats that they work on the plane with because you don't want to be working with high heels.
Wait a second. Women have to wear high heels when they're walking around. Really? I maybe I've just never paid attention. That seems like a weird, outdated rule to have, that like women have to wear high heels when they're not on the airplane. Is that enforceable as a dress code? Again, I don't know. I'm asking you guys. I don't know.
We're allowed to have a beard as long as it's well groomed and trimmed, and I know other airlines don't allow that. Our company actually allows men to have man buns. I will not be rocking a man bun anytime soon.
Oh man, see again, he could be rocking like a crazy mohawk or some like crazy haircut where it's like it looks like ninja, where it's all like blue and stuff. We wouldn't know because we don't see his face. Glamour.
I would say I spend more on like eating out on layovers. A lot of times I like to explore and sit down in a nice restaurant. It's the whole point of being a flight attendant. Groceries, not really. And when I'm home, my parents cook. That's actually included in the rent.
There we go. See, that explains a lot, the $500 rent. He's renting from his parents to cook him food, and that's why his expenses are so low. I am all for that. I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. I think, he could be 50 years old, still living with his parents, saving a whole bunch of money, and I'd just be like, yeah, great job, man. Way to go. $500 a month, keep that up as long as you can.
Vons, Instacart, San Francisco. This is the app that I have that I order groceries and they deliver for me. My grocery that day was $45, $85.
So why does she need the groceries delivered to her? Wow, she's buying stuff that even I don't do. The only thing that I have delivered is anything from Amazon Prime. Like anything else, I don't do. If it's an extra cost to get it a day earlier, I'm like, I guess I'm not gonna get it a day earlier. Anything that costs extra, I choose whatever the free ground shipping option is. It takes like 8 weeks to show up. I don't care. I just want to save the money. She's getting her groceries delivered. Instacart. Why?
I'm always ordering groceries for delivery because when I get home, I'm so tired.
Oh, being tired is no excuse though. Everyone has time, and sometimes what you gotta do is just, you force yourself to go to the grocery store, and honestly, it's so nice at night at the grocery store. One of my favorite times to go grocery shopping, believe it or not, was like 11, 12, midnight, around there. There's no one there. It's just about to close, so they mark everything down in price. It's like going to expire the next day, like they have to sell it that day. It's called a manager special, and yeah, it just means they discount everything by like 50%. So I go in at the very end of the day, scoop all the stuff up that's a manager special. I can get a whole like bunch of great deals and stuff, and there's no line. The parking, I could park right out in front. It's amazing. So that's why I like grocery shopping late at night.
The Fun Restaurant is a restaurant in West Hollywood. Ooh, they make the best pasta ever. That is $73 restaurant charge.
She's going to pump it. Why is she jeez, she lives larger than I do. She spends more money than I do on a lot of stuff. Wow.
The creativeloft.com Brooklyn, $12.95 is for a home studio. Yeah, I'm making a home studio because I'm working on doing my YouTube channel.
Woo! YouTube channel for the win. That so far is the only thing that I've just been like, yeah, that's a good expense. Any investment you can make into a YouTube channel and start getting that going, especially on a video now with 1.2 million views. Hope she started that channel, and I hope she's doing really, really well, and I hope she's showing her face.
I pay for taxis or trains into the city to go into another town or to go into a club that's far away. I definitely don't like to stay in the hotels. I like to explore. I think it's kind of pointless to be a flight attendant and not do any exploring. Taxi to Yes I'm, $27.31.
Yikes! That's why I always do an Uber or a Lyft or something. I ended up taking a taxi once. I think it was Las Vegas, and getting an Uber, it was so difficult for them to like hover around the strip, and it was going to take forever, and there's a taxi right there. Took a taxi, and then as soon as I did, I'm like, wow, this is why people don't take taxis anymore. It was so expensive, smelled a little funky. The driver was awesome though. I gotta say, the driver was so polite, was so cool, but yeah, everything else about it was no, not a fan, not doing it again. It was like triple the price of an Uber.
Next is Amsterdam, $12.70. That was Most likely to get into the city using the tram.
If you didn't know they were a flight attendant, you would be so confused with one day it's like New York City, the next day it's Jamaica, then the next day it's Europe, and then the next day it's like Mexico, and the next day, you would be so confused. But in context now, this makes sense.
Okay, H&M Los Angeles, $123.69. I didn't have a white tank top, so I had to go to H&M and get one. And I think I brought like skinny jeans or something. So that's what the charges is for.
H&M is not $123 for a pair of jeans and a white tank top. No. She's buying a whole bunch of stuff. Like seriously, I can go to H&M and for $123 is my entire wardrobe for the full year. I mean, shirts there are like $3, $4. You could get a pair of jeans for maybe like, you know, 10 to 30 depending on whether or not they have a sale or not. But yeah, she basically bought half the store at that price.
I always shop at Victoria's Secret. I buy my perfume, I buy everything there. And that was for $16.43. I bought a body mist from Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, look at the totals on this. $14.12 versus $140. The guy on the left is leaps and bounds beyond this. But then again, he also has the advantage of living with his parents, which nothing wrong with that, but that does give him a bit of an edge.
That was my ticket when I was going to Thailand. The ticket, yeah, you have to pay for it. It's really cheap, but it's just tax. I'll probably do that a couple times a month. Airbnb, $207.15. Airbnb in Thailand. It's the most fun, cheapest vacation you can ever go to.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so if that's for vacation, spending a little money here, that's fine. It's just spending all of that in conjunction with everything else, the $620 face mask thing, $159. There's a lot of stuff here that's just adding up.
Bayside service, Bayside, I had a flat tire. I remember they charged me a lot for that flat tire. $20 just to put a plug. I could have done that myself.
I like this guy. It's like everything, could have done it myself. Took a taxi, could have walked. I got a flat tire, could have fixed it myself. I tripped and fell and broke my leg, had to go to the hospital for it. I could have just fixed it myself. I like this guy's attitude.
That's my monthly money breakdown. I see myself retired in 30 years, owning a house, and I think I see myself in another country, to be honest. I never thought I would become a flight attendant, to be honest. I always wanted to travel, so that was always a dream of mine.
And cheapest way to travel as well is being a flight attendant, let's be honest.
I love it. I was only going to do it for a year and then come back, and it's been 3 years.
That's so cool. I gotta say, if you like traveling and you don't mind being on an airplane surrounded by a whole bunch of people for a long time and hopefully not next to like crying children for like 7 hours straight, I think it could be amazing, especially if you want to go and visit new places every few days. I think it's wonderful. Now, the guy on the left who wants to retire in 30 years, listen, at this rate, he could do it. Like, he's well on his way. I think he's actually way ahead of schedule. If he wants to retire in 30 years, depending on which country he wants to retire to, he could do it, no problem. The lady to the right could certainly do it too, but I think she's really got to buckle down on that savings and just cut back on some of the expenses. But overall, I would say, given their incomes, they're doing a phenomenal job, and they're doing way better than most people do who are making like $70,000, $80,000 a year. So, you know, something like that. So I gotta say, this is a great episode, and I wish Glamour did more comparison videos just like this, because this is really fun to watch. I want to see more of these, and if you guys have any other suggestions with videos that I should watch, what you could do is I have the comments filtered out for links to try to prevent spam, but if you just comment the title of the video you want me to watch and react to, just let me know. Would be more than happy to do it. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you haven't already smashed the like button, make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Feel free to also add me on Instagram. I post here pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. And lastly, if you want 2 free stocks, use that link down below in the description. Webull is going to be giving you 2 free stocks when you sign up on their platform and deposit $100 with one of those stocks, potentially valued up to $1,400. So again, you want your 2 free stocks, use that link down below. Let me know which 2 free stocks you get. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.